Welcome everyone to Brain Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Arif. And today we have two guests. Our first guest here, a model student. Miss Kishalia here has just graduated from her bachelor's in TESOL with honors from MSU Shah Alam.
Hi everyone, my name is Karshulia, but you guys can call me Yaya.
Alright then, yeah. Now, let's move on to our second guest right here. Our second guest here is Counselor Lily, who happens to be a counselor at MSU Shah Alam. Now, this right here is our second guest. Her name is Vishalia and she happens to be a counselor at MSU Shah Alam.
Hi everyone, my name is Vishalia, but you can call me as Miss Lily.
Alright then, Miss Lily. And today we are here to talk about an issue that's not really talked about often, which is the mental health in university students. Now, we believe this is quite an important topic, which is why we are going to bring to light on it. Now let's kick things off with our dear counselor here. So, counselor, I'm guessing you have quite a lot of experience in dealing with students with these sorts of problems.
That's exactly what I do.
Ooh, please enlighten us then. Why is the mental health of the university students so important?
First of all, university students may attend lectures, they submit their assignments, and they look good on the outside. But they might be crippling with stress, anxiety disorders, and depression in the inside without our knowledge. So this is an issue that's been spreading across our campus on a daily life.
I see. So I'm guessing that some of these students, they really have a lot of these problems, but they're not really sharing it, are they? They are bottling all up?
Yes, that's what's up with this younger generation. They are used to bottling up these feelings of theirs and not often sharing what they actually feel, which leads to them having anxiety disorders, as I've mentioned before. In fact, a study between Mao and colleagues in 2023 proved that there are university students who are facing depression, anxiety, and stress in their daily lives. I'm sure that Miss Yaya over here has experienced it before.
Yeah, I agree. I've been going back and forth through phases, and it's really difficult in some certain parts of my life. Can you tell me what signs of burnout that we have gone through?
Burnout isn't something that happens overnight. It is something that happens gradually instead. For an example, students who get enough sleep even face burnouts. When they face burnouts, they start lacking in their academic purposes, such as they tend to skip classes, they tend to not attend lectures, and they are most fall just emotionally depressed and tired all the time. This situation eventually accelerates into further stress, and when they can't really manage their own stress, it leads to their mental well-being being not stable.
Sounds really, really serious. I really feel pity for these students. But, well, counselor, could you also enlighten me? Why do some of these students they don't want to seek counseling sometimes?
Well, for starters, the youngsters in this generation, as I mentioned earlier, they are much more introverted, and they think that asking for help means that they're getting embarrassment instead. But no, counseling is a service that we provide to make people feel better. And by making them feel more better about themselves, we're actually making their emotional well-being be stable and have them have better mental health. So, as for me, I would say that more students should attend counseling lessons to become a better person overall.
That's very insightful, counselor. I appreciate your input and thank you so much.
So, tell me, Dr. Arif, what are your insights on why university students' mental health are deteriorating? I face these problems from my own students coming to my counseling sessions. Why do you think so?
Well, Lily, uh, I have three main reasons as to why students have so much problems with their mental health. The first big problem, and it's also a problem that I have had history with when I was young, is bullying. Bullying can come in a lot of forms, like insulting, criticisms, or even the physical kind. It's a lot of it. It's quite terrible, you know? Have you gone through that as well, Miss Lily?
As for me, I've seen people getting bullied and I've stood up for them. Bullying comes in various ways, but we must, ourselves must prevent it somehow. There's always somebody to help us from it.
Yeah, well, how to say, when a student gets bullied, you see, how to say, they begin to feel less amount of self-worth. They begin to feel anxious. They don't behave as how to say, they don't behave as well as they should be among their friends. They they feel depression. It's all of that really depressing stuff. And in some of the worst cases, they may even attempt to harm themselves, or at the extreme worst cases, even attempt to commit suicide.
Yes,
It's really terrible, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah. It has been proven by the ministry that in the workforce, which the university students are just one step away, the toxic environment created in it has caused quite a lot of depression in it, which caused a lot of stress for the workers. And given how the students, they're just one step away from there, who can say that they aren't facing it either?
Exactly.
Now, I'll be moving on to my second point on why this mental health can occur a lot, which is just bad time management. Well, tell me, Miss Lily, are the students in the university, they're packed with a lot of activities?
Yes, they mostly are at times.
Yeah. So when students have a lot of activities, they tend to lose track of time. For example, let's say like they're focusing a lot on their sports. However, when they focus a lot of sports, when it's coming for say the time for submission of their projects or assignments, that's when they realize too late that they have to complete that, and they have to burn the midnight oil. They burn the midnight oil. They don't get enough sleep. They study a lot. They get they get less sleep. They will have increased stress.
Yeah.
Because when they increase stress, that will contribute to the mental issues.
That's true.
So tell me, Yaya, have you gone through these bad time management cycles yourself during university?
Yes, I did. It's actually quite serious. But now, I want to ask, for those who are more involved in studying instead of being active in clubs or social games, do you think their mental health is much better?
That's a very good question. However, I would tend to disagree. That's because bad time management is when you're focused too much on one thing, and the inverse can happen. Okay, the third point I want to bring up on this would be physical health. So when a student spends way too much time on studying, they are not active. Their bodies are not active. They are not doing any sports. And when they need to complete their assignments, their projects, their homework, all of that, they need to keep their energy up. And what's the best way for students to get their energy up? What do you think?
I think it's doing sports
Doing sports.
because it keeps the momentum and it also improves brain activity and also helps with boredom and stress.
That is the perfect answer. That is the ideal answer. However, reality isn't as bright as that. So, as these students, they eat a lot just to get their energy up, they do something, what's it called?
Binge eating.
Ah, yes, they go into binge eating. They just want to get their energy up no matter what.
Yeah. This habit is something that most of the students nowadays, they prioritize food over everything as a source of energy. Wherein there are many coffee outlets nowadays where students go on a daily basis just to have the caffeine in the body. Caffeine addiction is something that's very severe, and it shouldn't be this much to a point where it affects their own health? Well, I do think that they're affecting their own mental health well-being by being addicted to food as a main priority.
I agree with that. This is the age-old advice that we should really just be active, do a lot of sports and all of that. And we were taught this since we were children. It is a bit sad to see that we have devolved and we have returned back to a lot of relying a lot on eating. Tell me, counselor, are your counselees like this?
Well, unfortunately, yes, they are. I face situations like this and problems like this on a daily basis, and it's very unfortunate and sad that they are facing this kind of crucial problems themselves.
I agree. It's being stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's quite a difficult predicament for these
It
students.
is.
Now then, Miss Yaya, given that you're a model student yourself, could you share with us some tips on how students and universities what they can do in order to combat these mental health problems?
We can make our tasks much easier by making reminders so that we can remember what to do and what to proceed. So, what do you think of that?
I agree very much. When we break a big task into smaller chunks, it becomes way more manageable. We can handle this over the next few days. I agree. Scheduling is very important.
Students should also maintain an active lifestyle to help them improve their body and mindset, which is also a very important part in our daily life, especially our mind, because it also helps to regulate our emotion and stress, which also affects our body. Other than that, I think university should involve students to be more active in sports and make more competition or tournaments to play in. I mean, like, I also do sports and I can manage to balance my study and sports which have helped improve my lifestyle in both physical and mentally. I hope this answers your question.
Ah, yes. Very good. You happen to be a pickleball champ, right?
Yes, that's true. I've been playing since Form 4.
Ah, it's very good. A model student with outstanding strategies. Tell me, counselor, what do you think about her strategies?
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with Yaya's point here. Every student needs to balance their lifestyle both mentally and physically by involving themselves with both sports and academic. Well, thank you, Yaya, for attending today.
It's my pleasure to be here, anyways.
Yeah, doing those strategies you mentioned helps to manage a lot of time. Speaking of time, I am afraid that is all the time we have for this podcast. Thank you so much, counselor, for coming with us on this podcast.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you as well, Yaya. I hope your future endeavors are bright for you.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to talk about my feelings and my opinions.
We appreciate it too. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Brain Talk. And that is all we have for today. If you like this podcast, please hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. And be sure to hit that notification bell for future episodes. My name is Dr. Arif, and I'll be minding your business next episode. Goodbye.